Hey all, and welcome back to my channel. It's 2025. This is my first video for this year, and it's a really big one. I wanted to start off with something important to me. So, naturally, I went back to some portraits, and here you can see me doing a little warm-up portrait. The video is actually going to be all about a portrait of my wife, which I think is the best possible subject I could have for this year, or for any year for that matter. And there's a lot of reasons for that, and so I just wanted to make that my go-to starting point for the year 2025. So now that my warm-up is done, kind of loosened up, got the rust off, and kind of feel ready to paint, I want to jump right into this painting of my wife. And I want to firstly show you that there are these little cool guides. I don't usually use them, but I wanted to put them down here for maybe beginners or people that aren't familiar with Rebelle, or people that maybe are experienced painters but don't do a lot of portraiture. These little guides are awesome because you can lay them in, give yourself a good framework for where all the important bits of the portrait go. And then there's even little scaling and moving tools so that you can place those guides wherever you want them on the canvas. They'll echo themselves from the reference image right onto the canvas, and you can reposition them, resize them, and the whole thing. So it's like an amazing, awesome little tool. So that said, once the guides are in, if you want to use those, you don't have to. Then we just local color block. Blocking local color is by far the best way to get started. Starting with your darks, work your way up to your lights, blocking darks, blocking midtones, blocking light values, getting that whole spectrum of value in there. It helps start to create the illusion of light and dark. And as we know, that painting is just that illusion. It's the illusion of space. And that's what we're doing when we create this whole spectrum of value. There's all these soft edges and hard edges and warm tones and cool tones. There's so many things that go into making a painting, but fundamentally, when you get right to it, the whole thing comes down to value. Value is the inescapable, necessary component of painting. And so I'm just really excited to share this whole little process with you as I get into it and get into the year 2025. I want to show you what I'm looking for is these kind of curved surfaces where the light is bouncing hard and soft off of these surfaces. I love when you get to this point of the drawing where you get to really start to feel the contours of the face. You can see me using these cross contour lines to sort of show you kind of how I think about the way that the shapes fit together in a sort of a geometric fashion, looking at these planar surfaces that are either facing away, toward, or halfway between the light source. And it's that kind of simulation of getting those angles and those surfaces correct is what makes the painting look accurate. It's what gives it that three-dimensional feeling, and it's what makes our job so easy when we kind of focus on those elements of the portrait. Then we're no longer kind of searching around for how to make it good. We can build a structure that works, and it communicates, and it reads, and we can make it all fit together with the proportions, and the whole thing just works. So it's all about finding a good process. And so talking about process, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about my life process right now. We got a lot of cool things going on in our family. One of the things I wanted to point out while I'm painting my wife is that she has initiated her own YouTube journey. And if you ever want to check it out, I'd love to see what you think of it. She is doing really cool stuff, everything from like healing journey stuff, as she's been on a really, really impactful healing journey, as well as things to do with DIY or kind of just getting out and living life and doing it in the right way for the right reasons, and with a lot of cool stuff going on her channel. It was a real inspiration for me to get back at it and get to work on my own. So we have kind of like a little family, all of us doing YouTube, and it's just been an incredible blast. And my wife is a huge inspiration to me. She's the most amazing person. She's so kind, and I just love all the stuff that she's doing. So I wanted to take this moment to celebrate her and her new journey on YouTube with my first video in 2025. And getting back to my first video, my goals for this year, I did a lot of client work last year, and I was really focused on family, and I just wanted to, I don't know, like there wasn't a lot of free time outside of projects that I was doing for clients, and just being around the important things that were happening in family. And now though, I've got a little bit better schedule, a little bit better organization, and a little bit of some shared goals with my wife about how we're going to do things so that we can get all of our creative goals accomplished. And so this is my just kind of, I don't know, line in the sand to tell you guys, hey, my YouTube channel is going to be full of cool content this year, and I have a lot of neat ideas, and there's some really cool collaborations coming up. There are some really cool projects coming up, and there's some really important things to look forward to. So keep an eye on the channel, and definitely check out my wife's channel as well. So should be a lot of fun. As you can see, Rebelle, this is Rebelle 7 Pro. I'm using it with a Wacom Move ink. I'll link all that stuff in the description, but it doesn't really matter what tablet you use. You can use a display tablet or just the graphics tablet, or you can be painting on Windows or Mac, whatever, but it doesn't matter. What matters is you have a great tool with brushes that feel good to you. A lot of the brushes I'm using here are my own custom brushes. They're the brushes that you can get access to very easily on my Domestika course. I think sometimes that class is anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on where we are in the sales season or whatever kind of like big promotion they have going on. But the point is it's a really cheap way to get access to a really good tutorial. It's got a lot of content, and in that you can also get access to a set of brushes, and you can get access to even Photoshop brushes. So if you're interested in kind of giving it a go and painting the way I paint in Rebelle, give that a shot and check it out. Let me know what you think. I am going to do some tutorials on how to make your own brushes in Rebelle, and I think that will be really fruitful for y'all. Knowing how to use the tool in a deeper way is just going to give you all that much more freedom and kind of that identity to your strokes, making it feel like you want it to feel. I think that's really important. And I can probably promise that as we get more and more versions of Rebelle in the future, that you're going to see more and more cool brushes, more and more cool features. Every time they release a new version, a new update, this app just gets better and better. I remember I started using it for the first time, I think it was like in version 3 or 4, and I think it was version 3. And I thought, wow, this is really good. And I was in love with the watercolors. I never used anything that had such realistic watercolors. But at that time, I was still kind of like, didn't really feel like the oils were as convincing as Artrage back in the day. And, I kind of like, I tinkered with both. I loved them both. But I was still kind of, when it came to oil paints, which is my baby, I was like, I'd still use Artrage. But, every single version that Rebelle has come out with has just been stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's funny, it's like they must go around and listen to everybody's videos, because anything I've ever heard someone say, like, oh, I wish they would improve this, or oh, I wish they'd improve that. Well, they do it, and they do it really efficiently and quickly. And I'm astonished by that. They're really responsive, they really care, and they're really made an excellent product. I think in my review of Rebelle 7 Pro, I said it's the best painting app on the planet. And it is. It's so fantastically good. Look at how even here I'm just dripping water on, or you could consider it turpentine, whatever, dripping like wetness basically into my painting. And you can use that to create soft edges just with the natural serendipity of the water, or you can you go in and take any single brush you want in the whole app, and you can just set it to blend. The tool is so cool because you can have the paintbrush, any tool, be either a paintbrush, a paint and mix brush, a paint and blend brush, a blender brush, or an eraser. And you toggle all those just by hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on the keyboard. So one of my strategies, just a real quick way to work, is you just paint your painting with either setting 1 or 2 of the brush. So it's just mostly just throwing paint down. And then when you get it all kind of mapped in, you can hit setting 4 on the paintbrush, and and it just becomes a blender, like a no loading of paint on there. It just becomes a blending tool, and you can just kind of smash together your soft edges or whatever, right? So there's just so many different ways to work, and that's just one of the, maybe 50 ideas I have for this year. And I want to show you one more. This is a little preview of what I'm doing with Escape Motions. You got to go check out their channel, probably in the next couple of days from when this video is posted. They're going to have a giant tutorial I did all about Impressionism. So go check that out, and go check out my wife's YouTube, and make sure to stay tuned to mine. And best wishes in this new year, and take care. Happy painting.